2026 is the year that I am turning my life around. I'm taking my happiness back because, guys, 2025 was not a good year for me, right? It's not necessarily that majorly bad stuff happened. I know there's people in far worse situations, but I came out of 2025 not being a happy individual. And I felt the difference between myself at the end of 2024 to myself at the end of 2025. I allowed overthinking to creep back into my life. I allowed a temperament. I just became a less empathetic individual, I would say. I let stress get the better of me, and rightfully so. I'm not going to say what, but some very stressful things happened to me in 2025. They may have happened to a lot of you as well. So I've decided, you know what, 2026, I'm taking my life back. I'm giving myself happiness. I'm allowing myself to be myself again. Now, I'm going to achieve this through 4 steps. So if you're interested in doing these as well, listen closely and subscribe because they're going to be documented on my YouTube as I go along doing them. Step number 1, I'm going to be regularly meditating and practicing breath work again. Now, I did this throughout 2025, don't get me wrong. It's not something that I've let slip ever since I discovered meditation. If you haven't discovered it, get discovering. But it's something that I'm going to implement more regularly and with more intention. The important part behind any form of meditation, whether that is breath work, whether that is just sitting in silence, is the intention behind it. It can't just be something that's just part of your day. I mean, it can be, but I mean, it can't be something that's just part of your day and you're not really present for it. That's what I'm trying to get at. I've got to be present for the meditation. So I'm going to be attacking myself with more intention this year because I've got a lot to work on. And if you're not doing it intentionally, you're not going to cover that. Number 2, I'm going to be reading a lot more. Now, I've always been the type of person, and I'm sure lots of you are, that feels like I have to read one book before I get on to the next. Otherwise, I won't finish the book I'm on. I've always been like that. And now the problem with that is that I'm usually halfway through reading a book and I start discovering other books and wish that I could read them and I can't. And then I start resenting the book I'm on. So this year, what I'm doing, throwing out the old handbook of Jack's Guide to Reading. I'm going to read 3 books at once at all times. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm covering 3 different bases for my reading, right? And I'm not saying to myself, oh, I have to read this amount this day, blah, blah, blah. I'm just planning on reading books by the end of the year. One book is going to be fictional, and this is for fun. This is to make sure that I'm not taking life too seriously, to de-stress myself, which is very important because I came out of last year very stressed. Book number 2 is going to be spiritual. It's something that is going to enhance my way of thinking, or at least open my mind to the concept that there are different belief structures and different possibilities. And number 3, something non-fictional. So something, by this I mean biographical, or it could be about something like sports science, nutrition, something like that, But for example, the biographical book I'm currently reading is by Matthew Polly, and it's on Bruce Lee because he's a person I find very interesting. There's also a slight crossover there with the spiritual aspect because he was very into spirituality himself. But that is how I'm structuring my reading for 2026. Step number 3, I am restructuring my training. I have sat myself down and I have given myself far better goals than I gave myself in 2025 and even 2024 regarding my training, right? This year, I'm going to attack it like a wild dog. I'm going to put myself in far more situations in terms of fitness that challenge me, far more situations that I find uncomfortable, and just go at it far better. I compete in judo this year. I'm hitting that harder. I dislike endurance events, so this year I'm going to do more running. I'm basically just going to test myself more than I did last year because in my experience, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations is where you really grow as a person. And once you're in the thick of it, you learn to love it. It gives you like a sense of purpose. When you wake up, you've got your weekly plan. Tuesday I've got strength training, Wednesday I've got judo or boxing, Thursday I've got a run. It just gives your week purpose, and I feel so much better with purpose. Part of me being stressed last year, I think, was having a lack of clear direction. I felt a bit lost at times, and as a result, that frustrated me. So I've restructured my training program. I highly recommend you guys think about your goals for 2026, set them across the year so you've got different milestones to hit. Try not to have them too broad and generic. Try and have actual dated stuff. I find that helps far better. But yeah, 2026, I have set my goals. And step number 4, and this is the most important one, I think. This is the most important one for myself, but also the ones around me, my family, my friends, my clients. And it is to be more present. It is to slow down, because I am always in a rush. I'm always thinking about the next thing. That might seem contradictory to my last goal of goal setting, but there's a difference. You can set goals and not be in a rush to get them, right? And you can set goals and not eat yourself up to get them. You can set goals, and if you're setting them properly, they are aligning yourself with the right amount of time and energy to achieve them. Now, being more present is crucial to me, because you cannot do anything as well as you can if you're not present in the moment. Nothing. Not only does it enhance your ability to do your job or to whatever, it enhances your happiness. And I think that is getting taken away from us in this social media age. Ironic I'm saying this on social media, I know, but I think that slowing down and spending less time worrying about the things that if I were to die tomorrow I wouldn't care about is crucial, right? So, the 4 steps to taking my life back in 2026 that you can implement too are: number 1, regular meditation. Number 2, reading new things and a variety of things. Number 3, goal setting, structuring your year so that you have many challenges ahead of you that you can achieve and you will feel great once you've done them. And number 4, being more present. Now, if you have any suggestions, any tips that may help me on this journey, let me know in the comments. A lot of my content this year is going to be catered around all 4 of these goals. Another pledge I've made to myself in 2026 is to make more content. Now, if you've subscribed to my channel for a while, I've done a variety of stuff over the years, but I've really said to myself, I want to grow my YouTube in 2026. I have committed over the last few months to making YouTube shorts, and there has been a little subscriber growth. So thank you guys if you're new to the channel. Thanks for joining me. But I'm going to also be making long content videos as well. I'm going to really put my all into YouTube this year. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drop a comment if you're joining me on this journey. And guys, I will see you in the next video. Let's make 2026 the best year ever. We can do this. We've got this.